goodness, I cannot speak today. Turn fast, do stuff. Hello, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be looking at some Rubik's Cube memes. I'll be giving my reactions, maybe some explanation if warranted, and hopefully some of them are funny so you'll enjoy. And I'll leave a link to these memes down below so you can check them out if you want to. And let's get on to it. I went for a double X cross. I got a PLL skip and I made a sub 10. I'm not sure if I understand this meme correctly, but it seems like when you talk about like very technical cubing things with people who don't understand cubes, they're just sort of like, yeah, whatever, go on, when's lunch, right? Corner cutting, how others do it, how I do it. This is pretty funny. So normally corner cutting is when you turn a layer partially and then turn it the other way. That was a very bad explanation, but the second one is literally cutting off the corners. That's a interpretation. Ooh, I like this one because I relate to it a lot. Different ways of fidgeting. Other people, they have fidget spinners, and I'm looking around because I used to have one near me, but I cannot find it now. But me, I like to play with cubes. This is how I 4x4. This is a pretty good one because when someone says 4x4, I think immediately of the cube, not of a truck. And I'm actually curious why a truck is called a 4x4 because there are 4 wheels, but there's not 4x4 wheels. I'm clearly not a car enthusiast, so if someone would like to explain that to me. And also, I haven't seen these before, so you're getting my genuine reactions. I don't always tend to emote, so I try to explain what I'm thinking, but this one I very, very much relate to when I hear someone talking about Rubik's Cubes and I go, hold up, who said Rubik's Cube? I feel like I do this. If someone says something, I'm like, what did you say? Did you call my name? This one's kind of funny. So speed dating. What's your hobby? Cubing. Mom, she's my wife. What? Also, random comment before I actually read this one. Things in circles, like when you personify things like flags in circles, I think it's really cute. Like these flags with little eyes and circles. Anyway, the Rubik's Cube in a couple language. English is Rubik's Cube. I don't know how to say any of these. Skip, that's not Spanish. And then German is Zauberwürfel. I don't know how to say that or if that's true. If anybody speaks German would like to correct me. But this is pretty funny because everything in German sounds angry. Maybe. Buys a 1x1x1 Rubik's Cube and it pops. That's funny. Also, random side comment. I wonder who this person is and like where they are now. Have you ever wondered where the people in memes, how old they are, how they're doing, how do they get to be in memes? Oh man, I haven't seen Chuck Norris jokes in a long time. I don't know, maybe I'm out of date. Chuck Norris can solve a cube just by staring at it. I wish it were that easy. And the funny thing with this picture is that the cube is unsolved. I guess because he's not staring at it? Unclear. It is very late at night, but this one makes me hungry. How to solve the chocolate cube. It's very easy. Nom 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 nom. And it takes you a minute? That's a lot of chocolate. My goodness. I wonder if you can make cubes out of different foods. It would probably have to be something slightly rigid because you can't use, I don't know, lemons. They would fall apart. Actually, I'm not a mechanical engineer. I have no idea. Let me know what food would you want a cube made out of? I suppose that would be semi-functional and also delicious. I think chocolate would work. What would be really funny is if you start cubing and then it just like melts. A real torture device, 54 shades of gray. I think this looks like an icon cube, which just had 6 shades though. This might also just be a regular Rubik's Cube in gray scale. Is that what it's called? I wonder if this is what cubes look like to very colorblind people. I don't know. Who is your favorite cuber? Messi, Ronaldo, Zemdegs. I think the first 2 are soccer, right? That's soccer or football, whatever people call it. Speaking of colorblind cubers are the fastest nowadays. This one's pretty funny. And I guess it could be a good way to test colorblindness. I'm not sure how colorblindness works. I think for the most part, it's between like specific colors. So like red and green. I don't know anything, so I might be just spewing nonsense. But one also thing to note is that this cube either has the Japanese color scheme or is wrong because white is next to yellow. And those are things you notice when you cube for a long time. Oh, I've definitely seen this one before and showed it to my parents. And then they're just like, yeah, whatever. My parents should be really proud of me. There are kids out there who are addicted to cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, getting pregnant. And then there's me, addicted to cubes. My parents should be proud of me. I think that's a valid point, but it's not always great to compare yourself to the worst out there, I guess. Oh, and this one is so true. I think I put it in my types of non-cubers video. You're good at Rubik's Cubes, you must be good at math. I don't think the two are directly correlated. There might be some sort of coincidence, but I feel like I'm getting worse at math the more math that I do. Anyone else agree? Oh, I haven't felt this one in about a year and a half because competitions still aren't happening in the United States, but this one is so true. My normal heartbeat is ba-dum, or I don't know what the sound effect, lub-dub, lub-dub. And then my heartbeat before the first WCA competition is like, nerves. Yeah, this one's definitely relatable. This one is good. I very much appreciate in general memes that have rhyming things. Roses are red, violets are blue. It's not a PB. it's a +2. That's pretty good. I like that one. Very poetic, you know? And this one is good too. Whenever you get the, just peel the stickers off. I feel like the first time I ever heard that, there literally were no stickerless cubes, so it was a valid joke to make, but now so many cubes are stickerless that you can't peel the stickers off anymore. You would have to paint them, which would be bad. I feel like I've seen this meme. I'm not going to read it. I will just leave it here for your enjoyment. Interesting. Oh, I like this one because I like Doctor Who. These are Daleks from Doctor Who, if you don't know. According to our sources, the Earth was already invaded by little boxes in the 1980s. This is pretty funny. I like this one. Cartoons like this, I very much appreciate. They're really cute, especially when they reference other things that I enjoy. This has got to be one of the ugliest cars I have ever seen. It's just a Rubik's car. To me, it looks like a bus almost. The top part was stuck on top of another car. Interesting. And the colors are quite terrible, although you will never mistake your car for another car if you have this vehicle. I'm skipping a few of them, but there's so many colorblind jokes. Are a lot of cubers colorblind? I don't know. Oh, this one also is true. I remember both of these. When Felix got his 473, the crowd went wild. Everyone started screaming and yelling. But when Patrick got his 469, he was just like, what record? The range of reactions that different cubers have to personal best, world records, continental records is really amusing just because people handle emotions differently. Forever cubing. This is me right now. Other people goes to beach with significant others. Me holds cube. This one's interesting. When you meet a friend who's been cubing longer than you, I don't think I can relate to this one personally, but just one random, not observation, but a lot of the really, really fast young cubers, a lot of them have been Chinese. They're so fast, and they were born after I went to my first competition, so they are so much well, yeah, they're a lot faster, and they're so much younger, which is crazy. It makes me feel old and washed up, even though I'm not that old. I like to remind myself. Oh, this one, I like this one. It's kind of motivational. Just because you haven't got it all figured out doesn't mean you never will. Someday, you may even look back and wonder why you were ever worried. I would be worried though. This cube has 2 yellow sides. Look at this. And the green is next to the blue side. But this is a nice motivational thing. I misread this pin at first. I thought it said women are good at Rubik's Cubes. And I was like, what is the point of this pin? Women are God's Rubik's Cubes? Is this supposed to be an insult? I don't understand. And I think I'll end with this one because it's very true. You know what really grinds my gears? When somebody says, my friend can solve that in like 3 seconds. Although I suppose 3 now is feasible, though very unlikely because there are very few people in the world who can do it. But when they're like, I know someone who can do it in 2 seconds, or I know someone who can do it in 1 second. I'm like, ooh. I feel like a lot of my friends, by association, their friends happen to also be cubers, or they know cubers, because sometimes people from other schools will be like, oh, I know this person who cubes, they can solve it in like 6 seconds. And I'm like, oh, really, who? And it's actually someone I know who's fast. I hope you found some of those memes enjoyable. And also, small announcement, I graduated a couple weeks ago and I'll be starting work in about a month or so, and I want to relax before then, so I will be taking a short break from YouTube. No worries, everything is okay. I just want to try to enjoy as much as I can before I start work, and I'll be back probably in July. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed some pretty funny Rubik's Cube memes, and I'll see you guys in the future.